Hello everyone, we're back with the Great Ace Attorney Resolve. Last time we got through all the tutorial stuff, and now we have Hosonaga and Natsume, I remembered his name, on the stand. I remembered his name because you'll just have to remember Natsume is a great skier. So when you think of a great skier, you think of Natsume. When you think of Natsume, you think of the guy from Ace Attorney. Easy. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court. Chief Inspector, what is he wearing? Turtle? Satoru Hosonaga. Oh yeah, it's just a turtle strapped to his head. Okay, perfect. It makes complete sense. Imperial Police Bureau. I'm in disguise, obviously, so I can go undetected. And I am, well, the next big thing in the books. Nothing renowned throughout the capital, in fact. Yes, is he about to do his poses? Yep. Soon to be sold out. The satirical I Am a Cat. A sensational success by Soseki Natsume. That's the SSSSS. There's a lot of S's. Oh my goodness. So he already wrote his book? Struggling student from the provinces, please. You need to be an army. I need it. Is he gonna recognize her? It's only natural you'd feel nervous in my presence. But all of you, please relax. Call me Soseki even. Yes. What on earth is Soseki-san doing here? Tread carefully, Suzato. That author fellow knows you from your time in London, doesn't he? If he exposes you for who you really are, this will be over before it's begun. Yes, of course. I know. I presume Soseki-san won't have forgotten about me. I could certainly never forget about him. Although he does seem to have changed somewhat in the 6 months or so that it's been since I last saw him. Okay, so it's been 6 months. Wait. Was there that big of a time skip between chapter 4 and... Well, no, the time skip was between 3 and 4, right? I don't remember. And Natsume though. We got there 9 months ago, or was this? I don't remember the timeline. Who cares? Just time doesn't matter. As for Inspector Hosonaga, that amazing outfit is hard to believe. Do I have something on my face? Well, your glasses for one. Although they don't seem to be helping you see. Thank goodness he hasn't recognized me either. Ah, I suppose it's this disguise, is it? I thought that appearing here in the clothes I was wearing at the time would make for a more faithful testimony. It's my guiding principle to carry out all testimonies flawlessly. Well, you can appreciate why an Imperial Police Bureau detective might have been present. But what business would a writer such as yourself have at being at the scene, Soseki-san? Ah, well, you see. I had been asked that day to give a lecture. On the morning of the incident, the Imperial Yume University's Grand Lecture Hall, no less. Wait, hold on, let me check. I have hard drive space, right? Yes, okay. At Yume University? After the lecture, I had a very pleasant conversation with a researcher from the medical science department. The professor over there, in fact. With Professor Mikotoba? Yes, that's right. It was arranged by one of the newspapers. Well, he's not gonna be the killer, right? We're not pulling an Apollo Justice. They wanted some story or the other about 2 former students who were studying in Great Britain. Of course, being a renowned author, the press never leave me alone. I secretly spy, snapshots, scribble stories, and scupper my privacy. Scupper award? I mean, yeah, he's there. I kind of ignored him the first time, but he is there. What's the blue on him? Ink? That's not gonna be a vital clue to solve the case, is it? As you can see, the conversation was written up in this newspaper here. Oh, add that to the court record. Read it at your leisure, my provincial struggling student friend. I have plenty of copies. Thank you very much. Quickly threw that paper at me. The Soseki Natsume article has been entered into the court record. Yep, that's in Japanese, alright. Is there a detail here that's important? The cat? Didn't he leave the cat behind though? Is it the dab? Is that important? Or thing in fans? I think that's a fan. Wait. Okay, no, I thought I've seen a fan sometime already. I guess not? Oh, okay. Following my interview with the professor, the lady in question appeared and made a very unexpected announcement. But no, he's not gonna be evil in this case. I know this. I've got indirect spoilers. I remember I got a comment sometime back in the first game that all the cases in the second game are connected, except the first. I think they implied that this case kind of sucks. I kind of forget though. I should like to go with everyone to see your country's coast. Those were her words. As I explained before, Miss Brett was never taken to custody. She continued to work in my laboratory, under strict surveillance, of course. Sorry. At which utterance, the university immediately contacted the government to seek guidance. And the response was, permit Miss Brett to go as long as the detective accompanies her. The detective, I'm at liberty to divulge, was me, Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga. Thereby the entire party departed cordially for the seaside, it seems. It's extremely challenging to clear all other members of the public from this vicinity of the beach. Oh, and I just realized he is back in Japan. I always kind of thought maybe he was secretly in Britain, like working on the secret Kazuma project or something, but no, he just left. But fortunately, I'm at peak physical fitness at the moment, so I was able to carry out my duty flawlessly. Oh my, Inspector, you... Well, you do have something on your face now. It's fine. Ah, how unsightly. I do apologize. Does that mean you went to the beach too, Father? No. Fortunately, I had work to finish off. I want an alibi? But unfortunately, of course, it meant that, as my assistant, Gray was invited to take my place. Of course, being a renowned author, I didn't like to decline the invitation. Ah, but if only I had! I'd never have seen that awful sight. Relentlessly racked by remorse and regret. The RRBRAR? Very well. Must now ask you to present your formal testimony to the court. You'll give an account of all that you witnessed on your impromptu excursion to the coast. Of course, Your Excellency. Relentlessly wrecked by remorse and regret I am. The witness scene. On the day of the incident, I was ordered on a special surveillance assignment in this disguise. I just managed to catch that crab. Oh, I forgot we had the double cross-examination. I gotta get back into this game. But I suddenly heard a caterwaul from behind me. I'm googling this. Caterwaul? Like a shrill howling or wailing noise like that of a cat. Okay, that's a word. He's not making it up. Just managed to catch that crab when I suddenly heard a caterwaul from behind. Ran into the beach hut at once, where I found the pair in question. Yes! Why? That young girl was astride the Englishwoman, dagger in hand, as she stabbed wildly. I saw blood on the blade, proved to me that she stabbed the victim multiple times. So did he actually see her stabbing? Indeed, it does appear from this testimony that both witnesses here present saw it. The very moment of this heinous crime. What? Okay, we're doing this again. What? Oh no, everything's awful. Now, if you will recall, I promised evidence as well. What phrase did I use again? Yes, that was it. Damning evidence. Oh, sorry, danging evidence. What have you there, counsel? The so-called fountain pen, is it? Correct, Your Excellency. Found it at the scene while examining the body. Priests that in their dying moments, their final ounce of strength, she rolled into the sand. The victim clutched a piece of evidence that positively identified her killer. What? Your Excellency, if you would cast your eyes over the photographic print of the crime scene once more. Ah, goodness me! The victim is clearly grasping something quite deliberately in her hand. That's right, the fountain pen. And if you would kindly examine the pen, Your Excellency. Ah! The owner's initials have been engraved into the ebonite barrel. RM. Ray Mambani. Do we have any other RMs? What's Mikotoba's first name? Eugen, you're lucky, mister. Real lucky. Initials of the defendant. No! Okay, we lost. Game over, everyone. But did you see that stack of papers next to Susato? I haven't noticed that from the like bench perspective. This fountain pen will be admitted immediately as critical evidence. So, have I omitted anything? You know, isn't this like the second time this, or maybe even the third, we've done initials on a pen? Wait, what was the initials on? Back in case 3. It was, what's his name? McGilded. So, have I omitted anything? Omitted. Decisive testimony and danging evidence. There's a bright blue sky outside the courthouse today. Perfect weather to ascribe guilt, I feel. I don't understand. Prosecutor HorseyEatYou of 9 months ago. And none of this man's poise. He has hope now. He lost something, but then he gained back a fraction of it. Fear a man who has only a little to lose. Counsel for the defense. You may begin your cross-examination now. Or fear a man who's lost everything? I don't know, something like that. Naruhodo-san! Naruhodo. Believe in the Naruhodo who believes in you. That means... Oh, yes! Me! There's another Naruhodo in my classroom. Courtroom. Classroom! Actually, there isn't even a single Naruhodo in your courtroom. Kazun Utayo, pull yourself together, please. Alright, this countless times as a judicial assistant. Find inconsistencies in the witness's testimony to prove that they're lying somehow. That's all there is to it. That's how a real lawyer would handle a cross-examination. So let's see what I can do. Yeah, I do kind of like them using Susato as like a tutorial method. Because like, you know, in like case 2-1 back Justice for All, right? They just had Phoenix lose his memory to, you know, explain why they're giving a tutorial. The witness scene. On the day of the incident, I was okay, I feel like we need to press. You want to explain what a caterwaul is? Let's start here. By pair, you don't mean to say. No, you misunderstand. The victim of the defendant, yeah. So, what was the word I clicked too fast? You don't mean, how could that be? I don't know what that's implying. Would have been helpful if you just said that from the outset. Jump to conclusions, you have to expect to fall flat on your face sometimes. Really goes an outside, okay. Why don't you tell the court exactly how you found the aforementioned pair in the hut? Well, it's a sorry sight. A real grisly scene. Part of the Noren curtain, hanging in the doorway, and stepped inside, only to see the defendant leaning menacingly over the lifeless body of the victim sprawled on the sand. My glass is very nearly cracked at the ominous sight that met my... This man is dying. He needs, like, medical attention. How thoroughly appalling. He doesn't appear to be lying. Like, has it said what he's sick with? Well, Sasaki-san, can you confirm what Inspector Hosonaga is saying, I wonder? I know from historical dramas. Oh, I got an achievement. Prime Presser. But I know from historical things, if you cough up blood, you have tuberculosis. That's just how it works. You like him literary man's opinion. She was astride dagger in hand as she stabbed wildly. Yep, that's the big one. Stabbed wildly? You actually saw her do it? Oh, indeed. Terrible specter, the terrifying. Yeah. Eek! Every sound is still carved in my melancholy memory. That was my impression, Ali. As a future literary sensation. Counsel, what on earth was that shrill, effeminate scream? Oh, what? Men aren't allowed to give... Are they allowed to go eek? You're insinuating I'm as manly a Japanese man as you. What if I might interject, dear Soseki-san? Something you said is troubling me. That was my impression for your words just now, I believe. So, do you mean to say you're not confident that you really did see what you described? Who, me? No, I mean, yes, I know what I saw. My ears didn't deceive me when I heard that scream. Hence my eyes didn't deceive me either. I can describe everything I saw vividly. You can publish it in tomorrow's newspaper serial. Sounds as though the next installment of I Am a Cat may take a macabre turn. That's how you say it, right? Macabre? I think this is a fool's errand. The more we repress your author friend and what he saw, the more entrenched he's going to become. Oh dear, how awkward. Wait. Stabbing wildly. Only a single wound was like, wait, is that the...
Yes!
No? Come on! He said stabbing wildly. That implies more than one stab. You know I'm right. The blood on the blade. She stabbed. Oh, wait. Okay, this one. Okay.
Objection!
Oh? First time? The wild? That accusatory cry that just welled up from deep inside. Oh, it's her first objection. That welled up deep inside me. I think I finally understand. Every time Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san have stood here at this bench, the stakes have been very, very high indeed. What's the meaning of that menacing pose, Council? I'd like the witness to clarify something for me. Ooh, what? Where? When? How? What about the why? Not you, Sosaki-san. This query is directed at Inspector Hosonaga. At me? Your statement just now. You said that the victim was stabbed multiple times. Yes, that's right. As I said, when I entered the hut, the defendant was already standing over the victim, bloody knife in hand, like a murderous demon. And yet, that cannot be. What? Get to the point, please, Council. No, we like dragging this out. Oh, the book! The book! In the post-mortem report, it clearly states that the victim was stabbed one time only. Ah. Dying sounds. In other words, Inspector Hosonaga's testimony is clearly flawed. Ah! And Sosaki-san? He claimed to have seen Manbami-san in the throes of stabbing the victim. Yes I did. Wildly! But both you and the inspector confirmed the same point. There's already blood on the knife that you saw the defendant holding. Oh, true. Yes, and? Quite simple. We know the murder weapon was used to stab the victim only once. Maybe she coughed on it the first time and she has tuberculosis too. Therefore, there's no way there could have been blood on the knife if that single stabbing hadn't already occurred. True! What exactly is your contention, Council? Are you ever going to tell us? Yes, Your Excellency. There's only one logical conclusion. But Sosaki-san in exile was not the moment that the defendant stabbed the victim at all. He pulled the knife out. But the moment that the defendant, in fact, withdrew the blade from the victim's body, she knew that it acted like a lid for the blood, in Edgewood's words, not mine. That's how he described it back in one of the Ace Attorney games. It's like, oh, this will kill her if I take it out quick. That can't be. Excellent work, Susato. You exploded at them without objection, but it proceeded to pull them apart systematically. This is a new objection thing, right? I think. Maybe because I'm not used to it, I think I like the first games more. Although I could not remember what the first games is. It's just right. I feel like I liked it more. Well, this takes me back. Yes, I seem to remember your cousin Stitch to seem much like this in that trial 9 months ago. A half-witted child with a half-baked objection, attempting to steal the show. You're right, there are certain similarities. Except that so-called half-witted child managed to outwit the prosecution, only has a half a head of hair. Slander! Man is quite adequately dressed! Calling that half is generous. In any case, all this talk of stabbing and withdrawing and multiple wounds makes not a jot of difference. What? Why not? Engage your brain, young man. When the accused first plunged the deadly weapon into the victim, that was the fatal blow. Why have we just not asked her what happened yet? Like, you'd think that'd be like the first thing a lawyer would do. Like, hey, Ray, what happened? It was at that moment, just as she withdrawn the blade ready for her next strike, that the witnesses saw. The knife was already tainted with blood, because the accused had already stabbed the victim. Now you have successfully shown with your little display that the mustache author is prone to moments of extravagance. I'm in agreement with the prosecution. If the defendant was seen wielding the blade at all, that is sufficient grounds for her actions to be viewed with suspicion. But if she was withdrawing the blade, then we're back where we started. Sorry? Consider this, young yokel boy. If the student girl is innocent as you claim, then why would she have pulled the blade from the victim? And with a demon's cold-blooded composure, too. We don't know her composure. I want a source on that. The prosecution demands an explanation, and it better be good. Why did Ray pull out the knife? Ah, yes. Going for the jugular. Wait, do we have the knife in the court record yet? No, we do not. What does father mean by that? Let the court hear your answer then, counsel. Truth is, I don't really know. But I have to come up with a plausible reason here, or we don't have a case, or we could just ask her. The reason why the defendant pulled the knife blade out of the victim's body was surely so she could save her life. According to the post-mortem report, the victim's death was not instant. That's correct. Thought she would have remained conscious for a short while after sustaining the injury. Indeed, giving her the time to take hold of this piece of evidence that clearly indicates her killer. Like, we're gonna open up the pen and there's a knife inside? The point is, being a medical research assistant, wait, have they talked about the knife at all? Is that... Oh, it hasn't even meant to be a knife. Well, not necessarily. Show us the knife! We only know it's a knife because that's what they said it was. Being a medical research assistant, Membadi-san was compelled to act when faced with a wounded victim. Instinctively, she pulled the blade out in an attempt to save Miss Brett's life. Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Damn, this is the best we can expect of this young yokel. Indeed. Is it just me? I suddenly feel much colder in here. Your Excellency, if I may, speak, witness. I'd like another opportunity to testify. With respect to this slipshod assertion that just put forward by the yokel defense counsel. Slipshod? An excellent idea, Inspector. Our young yokel hopeful has a modicum of knowledge when it comes to the law, it seems. When it matters of medicine, he appears not to possess not one iota of common sense. We're gonna learn about lids? Very well, Inspector. I'll permit your request. You'll testify again before the court, on the subject of the defense counsel's assertion. Yes, sir. I'll do so flawlessly. I don't even remember what case that is. I know Edgeworth calls it a lid. Forensic medicine primer. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. It's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know. In other words, no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim. Like, what if it was like poison? Let's not forget that the young student did have a motive for killing the victim. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor. Is what you just said true, Inspector? Did pulling a knife from a wound really cause the wound to bleed heavily? Yes. Think of the weapon itself as a stopper, no, we call those lids, in the wound that prevents excessive blood loss. Till the doctor is ready to provide proper treatment, that stopper shouldn't be removed. Oh, I see. This is why yokel should stay on the farm. Even a quack from some obscure mountain village would have such basic knowledge. Anyone who's ever given someone a little poke with a knife and pulled it out again knows it. I mean, have you done that? Well, never stabbed anyone, you see? Or pulled a blade out of a wound, so... Of course you haven't. I didn't bring you up to behave like a bandit. Father, is it true what they're telling me? Yes, it's basic remedial knowledge for medics. Ray would have been well aware of it. She could have been panicking. She were to claim ignorance of such fundamentals that proved fatal in many ways. Then, why would Ray have done it? Could she have pulled out that knife in full knowledge that it would be fatal for Miss Brent? I don't know. Why don't we ask her? Ray never once mentioned anything about the knife to me. Seems almost impossible to believe, but could my friend actually have? Susanoo! Yes? Pull yourself together! We mustn't lose sight of why we're here. Counsel, it's time for your cross-examination. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. However, must warn you that if your cross-examination fails to identify any issue with the established facts, I'll be moving to my adjudication immediately afterwards. I understand. Believing in your clients and fighting for their cause until the bitter end. I knew it would be hard, but I had no idea it would be this hard. Cross-examination. Okay. Forensic medicine primer. Okay, I didn't see anything immediately, so I think we do actually have to press something this time. Cause heavy bleeding. Basic knowledge, any medical research assistant with an objection. My client is stupid. That's my defense. No good reason. I think it might be this. Like we can't do anything with this yet, right? They would have translated it if it was important. Unless it's Bicycle Man. Could be this Bicycle Man. What's important? It's got to be this, right? Or the cat, one of those. Or like button? I don't know. Maybe it's the pose. We never know. RM. Don't forget, did have it's got to be this one.
Hold it.
She had suddenly encountered somebody she knew was lying on the ground bleeding. Wait, is there anything in here about poison? Chasing along and holding in a fatal hemorrhage. Meiosis pupil constriction was observed in the victim in both eyes. What causes meiosis? Meiosis cause. Opiate? How about ink? Antipsychotics? Like this ink poisoning? Glaucoma? Maybe she had glaucoma. Okay. Suddenly encountered someone she knew lying on the ground bleeding to death. That could have shocked her delicate sensibilities, causing her to remove the blade inadvertently. Really don't think inadvertent actions can explain this. The woman is a medical research assistant. Can't imagine she would behave so irrationally. Oh, but irrational behavior is a woman's prerogative, isn't it? Oh yeah, use sexism against them. Oh dear, you have a lot to learn about women. Only a small-minded man could have such bigoted views. I love that. Oh dear. You're also letting my male persona take hold a little too much. Well, I've arranged to convey the basics now. I should cover the medical side of the argument. She did have a motive. Let's skim through this. I don't think it's going to be in these two. This is just her nature to do something so awful. Get a motive, her to argue against, but you don't know her. And you, counsel, do not appear to know the law. Yes, evidence is the only way to convince the court of your argument, not feelings. This fledgling defender, they almost pity the accused. Reiterate your point. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Prince Bray was in many ways the sworn enemies of Mimbani.
Hold it.
Oh, yes, that's true. He recognized your talent. She was extremely grateful to him. He has been very broad-minded. He had no time for outdated traditions. Met with opposition, of course, but he believed, yeah. Clearly the defendant was in the main's debt. This is hopeless. I can't find a single crack. Can't think of a way to explain why she did it. You can ask her! Fundamentals? Evidence is what counts. Perhaps you're forgetting something, though. Examine the evidence? I know what to do. I know how evidence works. Look, I don't want another stab wildly and lose another HP. Basic, it's gotta be this one. Like, wait, hold on. Trauma, only a single wound is identified. Like, I don't see how it's related to this at all. And like, there is the meiosis, but what causes pupil constriction?
Objection!
Yeah, see, it's not it. You tricked me, Mikotoba. What the heck? Oh no, this first case is making me look stupid. But I argue she was thinking. Or what do you want from me? No.
Hold it!
Like, what else is there in the court record? Oh, we can. Now we can examine the. Okay, hold on. Get out of this. That is not my fault. That is the game's fault. I tried examining the pen because obviously when you open it, there's going to be a knife in there or something in there. It's actually an EpiPen. They invented those early. I know, Ace Attorney. Take off the lid. See, that's pretty stabby. No blood though. Nothing appears out of the ordinary here, does it? Press that. Oh, it's just a logo? And that one. It isn't the Yume University one. Belongs to some other organization. Business. But the pen doesn't in fact belong to Rick. Okay. But that's not what I need right now. I need like evidence. Hold on, use WASD. Yeah, screw that off. Let's unscrew the barrel, shall we? Oh, I see poison! See, I told you. Supposed to be the little reservoir that holds ink. Fill it by drawing ink in the bottle up through the nib. Something wrong, Father? Just that there doesn't appear to actually be any ink in there, that's all. Pretty much empty. We're on the verge of running out, I suppose. It's a very much small amount of liquid. Can we... I mean, I don't see how you use that... Like, I see where it's going, right? I'm not stupid. Just, it feels like we can't present it yet. I am. Very clearly engraved here. The scene of this pen in her dying moments is very clearly a message. Identify your killer. Yeah. Key piece of evidence in the case. No arguments there so far. Okay, there's a very small amount of liquid. I'm sending it.
Objection!
Yeah, see, we're not. I get it, but we've pressed everything, right? Heavy bleeding. I think we haven't pressed this one. There's an obvious explanation here. Is. Wait, did we just argue that she's stupid? That possesses an ounce of set. Yeah, okay. What do you think about that, Mikodoma? I'm not sure that labeling your best friend is. You should be doing that. Okay. Oh no, not the hammer! That's life, I'm afraid. Oh god, am I gonna have to use a guide on the second? I mean, that's just true. Like, we've got 4 pieces of evidence. It's obviously this, but is there? Did I miss something? Can we get screwed even more? Can I lick it and poison myself? Oh my god, everyone's gonna think I'm stupid. Oh no! This is like my worst nightmare. Can we turn this? Oh hey! The newspaper. Oh, okay. They have changed. This isn't allowed. This is like a McGilda's case when all the evidence disappeared. This is just like that. Except I'm doing it to myself. There's just be an important article on the back page. Deadly poison stolen. Wow, what are the odds? What the? Let me see that. The poison's been stolen? This morning paper that Soseki gave us. Are you saying you didn't know? Embarrassing as that is for the head of the laboratory, I didn't. Never heard any such thing. Where on earth could the reporter have gleaned this information? But think of it. No article mentioning the story in our paper this morning, was there? The highly toxic poison we've been working on. Yeah, that's put Greg in charge of the project. What's written here is true. She tried to hide the theft from me. Moreover, the details were leaked somehow. I don't believe it. I need to read this article very carefully. Poison article. Following a lecture by Soseki Natsume, it's come to light that a very disturbing incident took place. Deadly poison being secretly developed in the university's forensic lab was stolen. The smallest amount entering the body, either via mouth or via wound from a poison-laced blade. So you see how this is going to turn on us, right? Oh yeah, the defendant was the one who oversaw the poison. Their methods could not detect the newly developed chemical. The university would have to be consulted. Onset of victims occur within minutes, starting with impaired breathing and ending with acute constriction. Okay, you know, this is not my fault.
Objection!
There we go. Now there is one possibility, one very good reason why the defendant might have decided to withdraw the knife from the victim's wound. What? The Yoko not only has a poor grasp of the law, but is also a poor loser. Tell us then, what possibility do you think you've identified? It's here, in this newspaper article. An article about a deadly poison having been stolen from a laboratory at the Imperial Yuma. The victim perished from a stab wound. Poison has no relevance in this case. Read the court record, stupid. But, Prosecutor Ouchie, you'll let the defense speak. But a newspaper article? The court cannot rely on this kind of hearsay those wretched publications carry. Counsel for the defense. We're going to need some tangible basis for your claim. You'll indicate to the court precisely what part of the newspaper article mentioned affirms your assertion. Your Excellency! Yes, of course. Thank you! Ray will never have done anything to something further endanger Miss Brett's life without just cause. The reason why is... It was the third page. Hold on. I want to make sure I get it right. Don't have HP left. Why is it being developed? Right, it's apparently an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids rumored to have been commissioned by the military. What the heck? Why is the poison being developed? I mean, anytime I hear, oh yeah, Japanese army in 1900 wants a poison, I'm like, uh-oh. According to the article, the development of the poison was requested by the military. It's a troubling revelation indeed. Oh, it's very worrying. And even more worrying, the yokels trying to manipulate the court with nothing more than rumors. Wait, did I present the wrong one? I feel sure Gray had a good reason for her actions. Sure, the explanation is somewhere in this newspaper article. But is it not? I thought it was that last one. Impaired breathing, yeah, acute contraction of the pupil. Deadly and tiny qualities. I guess it's this one for the university would have to be consulted. And when it enters the body on a knife laced with poison, rapidly absorbs and causes the death in minutes. Are you suggesting the knife used to attack Miss Brett was laced with this very poison? Explain why the defendant, Mimbani-san, would have withdrawn the blood as soon as possible. The truth is, there's an attempt to stop the poison from entering the victim's body. What?
Objection!
This is a complete and utter nonsense. Not at all. The defendant withdrew the knife blade from the victim's body not to accelerate the woman's demise, but to save her life. The prosecution cannot deny the possibility. Have you not read the post-mortem report? Cause of death was hemorrhage. Word poison appears nowhere in the document. It's like Ant Detective, dum-dum. It's from a rare South American, I think that's where the first Gibbs poison was from, plant that you've never heard of. Well, that's because by acting quickly to remove the blade, the defendant prevented the poison from taking hold. Oh, please. This is clearly desperation. The weasel's last breaking of wind. Is that a saying? Poison has nothing whatsoever to do with this case, as I believe the defense is well aware. We have no proof that the information in this wretched newspaper article is at all reliable anyway. In that situation, what the student should have done is wait for medical assistance to arrive. Instead, claimed she suspected poisoning, took the potentially lethal decision to remove the blade. She must have had a strong reason for her suspicions then, or the argument makes no sense. Exactly! Well put, Inspector. On what grounds did she do it? Yoko? Why did Greg suspect the stolen poison was involved? Why couldn't we just ask her this? You want grounds? I'll give you grounds. What? You can't. Yeah, it's right there in the court record, actually. From your expression, counsel, appear those are not empty words. But naturally, as you stand in this courtroom as a lawyer, you must be aware that words alone, empty or not, are of no value in our modern justice system. Court demands evidence. Yes, Your Excellency. Well aware of that. Seen it many times from my place at his site in the Old Bailey. The case, counsel, you'll present the proof of the court now. Whatever the civil. Yeah.
Take that!
Have I been calling it the court record? I meant the autopsy report. I'd ask the court to refer to the note section of the postmortem report, which reads, extreme meiosis, pupil constriction was observed in the victim. Ah! Clearly, being a yokel with no knowledge of forensic science, I have no idea, so please, do tell me. Presumably, the fact that this condition of the victim was noted in the post-mortem report means that it's an unusual symptom of death? Well... Under normal circumstances, the pupils dilate when someone dies. There's extreme constriction instead. That's most certainly unusual, yes. What are you doing, you yokel detective? The newspaper article is the following information about the stolen poison. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death. What? If the defendant, upon seeing the victim stabbed in the back, happened to notice that the pupils of Miss Brett's eyes had constricted severely, yes, as a medical research assistant, he would have suspected poison immediately, without doubt. Yeah. Prosecutor Yauchi, I think you'll agree. This is very compelling evidence. You, yokel student and yokel professor. He really likes the word yokel. I believe that the defense has expertly demonstrated a credible reason for the defendant's act. No! Eugene Mikotoba. Yes, Your Excellency. I believe you're best placed here to confirm or deny the veracity of the defense counsel's argument. Don't tell the court the truth about the details reported in this newspaper, please. Pains me to have to admit it, but I'm afraid I don't know. You don't know. The toxin was kept under lock and key in my laboratory, sir, but I was unaware of any theft. Do you mean to tell the court that the reports of this theft are unfounded? No, Your Excellency. Without returning to the laboratory to investigate myself, I couldn't say. Listen to the bumbling academic. Unaware of the theft of secret state research from his own workplace, though he reads of it in the newspaper. That is kind of a bad look. I take full responsibility for the incompetence of my supervision. Father. A pitiful situation for a university professor. You should have more control over your students, rather than allowing them off on killing sprees. That's totally unfounded. Who's this? Natsume? Oh, hey. Hey, you. None of this is Professor Mikotoba's fault. It's all... Okay, maybe like there's better ways to phrase that in the trial where you're accused of murder. It's all my fault. Hey. Ambani-san, you stand accused here. Outbursts like that will not be tolerated. But it was, well, you see, you could phrase that better than not saying it was me. Like you could say, I'm behind the poison going missing, you know, like I was the one who noticed that the poison we were developing had been stolen that day. What? So you knew. I'd been placed in charge of overseeing the project. The day that the professor and Soseki were interviewed together for the newspaper, that's when I noticed that some of the poison was missing. Just a tiny amount it was. Why didn't you let me know immediately? I was scared. The whole project was supposed to be confidential. Some of the toxin had somehow been taken. So, I thought I'd try to get it back before anyone else found out. Because I had a very good idea who the thief was. The thief? You don't mean... Yes, of course. There's that dainty English woman. So, an idea I had. You see, the entire time her face has been masked, right? How do we know this is the real Giselle Brandt? And not like someone else she put there. That's the reason masked face exists in media, right? There has to be something, a reason the mask exists. And in the first game, we never had a reason for her hiding her face. So I wonder if they set that up ahead of time? If they're even going with that. Miss Giselle Brandt. That's why I decided to join the little group of people going to the seaside. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brandt. But she just sat on the stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew she was untouchable. I know it was you who stole the poison. Well now, whatever you do you mean. See, that wasn't in cursive, that's not really her. And then, she suddenly got to her feet, before falling to her knees in front of me and then collapsing on the floor. That's when I saw the knife in her back. Couldn't understand what had just happened. And then, a moment later, I was seized with fear. The pupils in her eyes had shrunk to tiny pinpoints. Don't believe it. In other words, you realized that the victim was suffering the effects of the stolen poison. My mind started racing. I hadn't seen anything past Miss Brett's lips while I'd been with her. Which left only one possible way for the poison to have entered her body. And the blade of the knife in her back. That train of thought was what spurred you to withdraw the blade. Yes, that amount that entered her bloodstream was small enough, she might still have a chance. That's what I hoped. Really, So sorry for staying silent all this time. Yeah, it really would have helped if you spoke up earlier. You would have saved us like an hour. Your attempt to hide the truth of what happened is not something that can be overlooked. However, I've duly noted the courage with which you confessed in the end. Thank you, Your Excellency. However, this judge is secretly based. It's barely perceptible, but I do think the balance has shifted a little here in this courtroom now.
Objection!
But the other judge, the British one, he's secretly unbased. Your Excellency, do not be deceived. The victim just collapsed before your eyes, you say? Well, Mampani-san, if that is the case, perhaps you could explain how Miss Brett came to be stabbed? Well, you have no answer because the simple truth is that you stabbed the victim motivated by revenge. You have no conclusive evidence to prove that assertion, do you? Well, oh, I have evidence. It is very much conclusive. What's the prosecution counsel up to? It was brief, but he hesitated for a moment there. I'm almost sure of it. Produce the aforementioned evidence at once, Prosecutor Ouchi. Perhaps some praises due, young yokel student. What? I imagine there would be no need for me to submit this evidence. Oh, photograph? But you brought this on yourself. What the? Well, that's not a great look. No more danging shot exist? The cruelty in the air of that beach is almost palpable. This evidence, more than any other, reveals the true extent of the accused's murderous name. Well, wait, hold on, wait for it to enter the court record. Which is the precise moment that Mambani-san punched her dagger into the victim's back. No, that's not true. No. I don't believe it. Ah! Order! Order! Well, hold on. Counsel for the defense. Was it you who was responsible for that shrill scream that just pierced my courtroom? No, it was, Miko Toba. It was him. Perhaps his voice has yet to break. Please, Yokos are slow of mind and slow to mature. I'll show you who's slow to mature. Careful now. Susato's starting to show her face here. I often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Here we have ample proof. Court will accept this extremely cogent photographic print as evidence. Criminating photograph. Okay, so it's always the fact we can see her face here, which means it's not her. The real Gisette Brett does not have a face. Does she have the freckles? Like, what if this is Giselle Brett in disguise? And there's also the fact that this is open. Like, come on. Yeah, see, there's only one opening here. Is that even the same room? Well, I mean, I guess there is that little peak. Yeah, like right here. It seems bigger here, but it could be perspective. But that means the window was open, meaning anyone could have saw this happening. We can't really examine anything. Also, where's the swan? I don't see a swan. That's suspicious. Such a stark image, I'm genuinely lost for words. Wait a minute, I don't understand. How did you... I mean, who took that photograph? Rain.
Objection!
That's of no importance here. Stop trying to divert it. I mean, no, that's really important. Stop trying to divert attention. Oh.
Objection!
That's an absurd thing to say. It's crucially important. Whoever took this photographic print was a witness to Miss Brent's death. Court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony. Ah! I'll uphold the defense's demand. The prosecution will reveal the identity of the person responsible for taking this photograph at once. Well, afraid I can't do that. Pardon? You see, this print arrived at the Imperial Police Bureau headquarters by express post yesterday. There's nothing to indicate the sender's name or address. The provenance of the print is unknown. Goodness! Are we to understand then, Counsel, that in full knowledge of the fact that this photograph has the murkiest of origins? It's AI! That's an AI-generated photo. You can't prove otherwise. You nevertheless believe it to fit for submission as evidence in the Supreme Court? When you first produced that print before, notice you hesitated for a brief moment. Because you knew that it wasn't completely reliable evidence, didn't you? Silence! You yokel student and blabbering professor. What matters is the blatant truth that this print is so eloquently expresses. But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the blade from the wound. Clearly that this isn't the moment that the knife was plunged into the victim's back, but the moment it was withdrawn. Don't waste this court's time with your ramblings. Indeed, without knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim. The scene it captures is without doubt the most compelling evidence presented to the court. If the defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter, I believe the conclusion is clear. Oh no! Susato, this is the time for you to fight. What you've established so far is true, there can be no doubt. This photograph shows the moment that withdrew the blade from the victim. Oh, see, that's a knife. I think this whole thing is fake. Yes, we just need to prove that somehow. You have plenty of time to rue your defeat on the slow train back to the provinces. To rue the day you came up against Taketsuchi Ouchi in the court of law. Can't determine who took this photograph, the trial's gonna come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. Must be some way of working out who took it, and it's actually the guy who is behind Natsume taking pictures. Well, counsel, dang old paparazzi did it. Your Excellency? Burning question of who took that photograph? Is there... Hold on, see, if we look here, the camera would have to be like right here. Like, there is like that little opening, but Are we bluffing? Are we bluffing? Hold on, we're gonna save if we're gonna bluff. I've got no clue. Unless it's Giselle Brent. I have the answer. This isn't about whether I can or can't come up with the answer now. Simply have to. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I assure you, something the defense can and will reveal. What? No, you can't possibly. But as you so boldly claim that you can, please do enlighten us. Fortunately, I'm unable to present a name. Oh, utterly underwhelmed. That skipped. However, we're able to present evidence. The defense is a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity. Oh, I do. Of course I do, yeah. Very well then, counsel. Present your proof to the court. You claim to reveal something about the identity of the... Is there... Hold on. Is there something in here? Yeah, it tells all... Yeah. Managed to capture the moment of this hand karate chop me on the neck. Did mention a photographer. No? The bicycle man? No. Anything else in here? I mean, see, the fact that the sky is in the background here is weird, but I don't think that's... I don't think I can present that. Right? RM? Wait, hold on. There's no pen. Wait, is that the same hand? That's to say there's no pen!
Take that!
Piece of evidence in question is this! Afraid count. No! There. Look! That is her left hand. Right? We can see her left hand. Oh wait, ooh, that's her right hand. Oh. Yeah, I was testing you, Judge. Okay, maybe I'm stupid. It's gotta be this one, right? But unless it's the fact that this thing was open, I don't get what we're getting at here. Just bluff, Hold on. Save. We're saving again.
Take that.
Piece of... Oh no, not this. No, game. No, load the game. I don't want to see the game over. I've lost all my skills, everyone. I'm no longer the ace attorney. No, this is me roleplaying as Susato. See, when she doesn't have the book out, she's not that good. Is it this?
Take that.
Do we have to press the review scene button? Is it the article? Like something about the article?
Take that.
Okay. I don't get where we're getting at here, but... hold on. The debate became quite spirited, okay? The newspaper again. Accurate England attorneys tell all. Not the headline that's relevant here, Your Excellency. It's the photograph. Oh, is the border the same? Oh. True. Notice there's some white lines on the right side, like the lens is cracked or something. Obvious indeed. They already caught my eye as it happens. Haha, what of it? A shadow of some kind, presumably. The branches of a tree or the like. There are no trees growing inside my laboratory at the university, I can assure you. Now, you look closely at the photograph. Good gracious! It's exactly the same pattern of lines as present on this photograph too. Well, that tells us nothing. Huh. Yes, it's a shadow of some kind, definitely. In the branches of a tree. In the laboratory. There won't be any trees growing inside the hut of the beach, Council. Quite remarkable about it. The two patterns are absolutely identical. How could such an extraordinary similarity have transpired? Various matching patterns is the result of camera defect. Some tree branches! Obviously, must be due to a problem with the camera used to take the photographs. How far into the song are we? Oh, just at the hour mark. Okay. Yeah, give us the to be continued soon. But with the photographic device? Yes, we can confidently say that the camera's lenses must be scratched. The scratch lens caused unwanted lines to appear on every print taken with the device. In short, the two photographs under consideration here were taken with the same camera. But there must be hundreds of such camera devices here in the capital. It'd be utterly impossible to identify the owner of this particular one. Are we gonna call the guy behind Natsume up to the stand?
Objection!
Are we actually? Think you're forgetting, Prosecutor Ouchie, that one of the photographs features in a newspaper article. A newspaper? Ah! That's right. The author of that article is the mystery witness to the crime. What? Wah! Memoe, I don't, what did that say? Hi, Natsume. Hey, see you called a reckless English attorney. What did he say? Many memo. What are you yelling about? You've already testified. Many memo, I tell you. Many memo. That's his name. Many memo. Soseki-san, what was that? Did you say many memo? Ever since I returned to Japan, a reporter from the HorseyEatYou News has been hounding me, following my every new move. A reporter by the name of Right-10 Many Memo. Right-10. It's a memo, obviously. Right-10 men. Right. 10 many. I don't know. Hounding me from dawn till dusk. Now that he mentions it. Did you see? Yeah. Is that actually gonna be the Sideburns guy? That same reporter be? Camera to the left of him, a notebook to the right. He's Giselle Brand in disguise. There I am, stuck in the middle with Right-10 Many Memo. You're saying that this picture was taken by Many Memo, yes! My lord, your excellency, Esquire. Officer, find this newspaper reporter at once and bring him to my courtroom. We'll adjourn for a short recess in the meantime. Oh, yes, your excellency. As you say, your excellency. One more thing. Want this knife, the murder weapon, examined for traces of poison. Oh, there's actually a knife. You'll solicit the assistance of the Imperial University's medical department for the task. Understood? A little Ginyu Force pose. Benny Memo! Okay. Do we continue? There we go. Oh, okay. That took longer than I wanted. Look, I'm not stupid. Well, except maybe the last one, okay? For not noticing the camera thing. But the fact that you can't examine the evidence until the cross-examination, that is just stupid. Come on. Like, have they ever done that before? I don't think they have. Anyways, see you guys next time for some more Ace Attorney. Bye.